ignition with the heated seats. Rubber bands, yeah, I keep that all on.
To enter this month's gift card giveaway, all you have to do is drop a like on the video, comment something down below, and also stay subscribed to the channel. Good luck, guys, and enjoy the video. Yo, how's it going, everyone? My name is RaidAway. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Today, of course, I'm bringing you a Black Ops 3 video, and in today's video, what we're actually going to be talking about is secret DLC weapons in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 that were completely removed. So if you guys didn't know, there are a bunch of DLC weapons in the coding and in the files of Black Ops 3 that Treyarch, they just really never released into the game. You know, we've seen pictures, we've seen actual gameplay, a bunch of leaks and Easter eggs and stuff like that of a bunch of DLC weapons, yet Treyarch just never released them into supply drops. They never released them to the public, and it's really interesting to kind of dig deep into the files and see what they're actually hiding in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like. Hopefully this video can hit 1,000 likes. Definitely smack that like button. And if you guys are brand new to the channel, click that subscribe button. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So I have a couple of DLC weapons here that are pretty interesting to talk about. There's a lot of awesome topics here, and I think you guys are really going to find this video pretty interesting, to say the least, because of course my channel definitely revolves around DLC weapons. You know, I have every single DLC weapon in the game. Whenever new DLC weapons come out, I always, you know, try and get them through supply drops. I always bring you guys gameplay, best class setup, stuff like that. But today, like I said, we're talking about sort of Easter egg type DLC weapons that were found in the coding, and then Treyarch just never really released them. But we don't really know the real reason why Treyarch didn't release these DLC weapons. They never really came out and said, oh, we're not releasing this DLC weapon because blah blah blah, or, you know, we're not releasing this DLC weapon because of these reasons right here. It's just really strange how, you know, we have physical gameplay of these DLC weapons. We actually have, you know, pictures. We see them in Black Ops 3, and it's just weird how they never really released them into supply drops. But anyway, the first weapon we are going to talk about today is, of course, the M27. Now, you guys are definitely aware of this weapon having to do with Black Ops 3. I mean, I've spoke about this weapon a ton of times before on my channel. The M27 is a really famous weapon in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and it's funny because it's not even an actual weapon in the game. A lot of people think that the ICR assault rifle is supposedly the M27 of Black Ops 3. That's actually not true. The M27 is its own entire weapon of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I will show you guys, you know, images and of course gameplay. I mean, it's crazy how there were so many leaks since the beginning of Black Ops 3, even in the beta, guys. When the beta was first released for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, we saw the M27. Like, the M27 was literally in the game files, and then we were like, okay, the M27 is not in the game, so could it be a DLC weapon? And fast forwarding to like now, the M27 is still not in the game, but we have a ton of coding. We've seen it in a ton of gameplay. Like, we have literal gameplay. There was actually a ton of times where we can, you know, actually get this weapon in our class setups and use it for ourselves, you know, bring this weapon into multiplayer. So the M27 was super interesting, man, because, you know, the game files were there. You know, the actual weapon, the physical weapon, you could hold it, was in the game, yet Treyarch, they just never released the M27. And who knows, we could potentially still see the M27 in Black Ops 3. I mean, it's such a famous DLC weapon, and we've seen it in a bunch of Call of Duties. I mean, for instance, Black Ops 2 had the M27, a very famous assault rifle, one of like the best assault rifles actually in the game. So of course we could potentially still see the M27 come into Black Ops 3. I mean, it's technically already in the game, it's just Treyarch never really released it, which is actually kind of funny. But who knows, man. So just drop a like on this video if you guys would like to see the M27. Every time new DLC weapons sort of like come out for Black Ops 3, we're always like, okay, the M27 has a chance of coming into the game, yet it never does yet. So hopefully we do see the M27 soon, man. That would definitely be an awesome weapon. But moving on to the next one here, we have, of course, the MP7. Now, the MP7, you guys should know this weapon. It is a submachine gun, and a lot of people think that the MP7 is sort of like the Pharaoh for some odd reason, or I don't know, like, I don't know, a ton of weapons in the game. It's super weird. People always come up with these theories and stuff like that. But the MP7, sort of like the M27, we have literal gameplay. We have people using this weapon in multiplayer. We have game files. We have so many things having to do with this MP7. Even if you go on the map Rift, and I actually didn't talk about this with the M27, but if you go on the DLC map Rift, I believe it was in like the first or second map pack for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, there actually is sort of like a room, and it has a showcase of like these whole entire weapons. And in the showcase, you know, behind the glass, you can actually see the M27 and the MP7. So it was almost like Treyarch was like, yo, here's just another Easter egg having to do with the M27 and of course the MP7. So we always thought, you know, the MP7 has a really good chance of coming into Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I mean, like I said, we have literal gameplay. I'll show you guys all the gameplay and stuff like that in the background here, but it's really interesting to see that, you know, the weapon is really in the game. You know, the files, the textures, everything like that are in the game for the MP7. People are shooting it, people are using it, yet they just never really released it into supply drops. We really have no clue why we've never seen the MP7 in the black market with DLC weapons and rare supply drops, stuff like that. I mean, I think it would be an awesome fit for Black Ops 3 because the MP7 we've seen in so many Call of Duties, Black Ops 2, MW3, like we've seen it in so many Call of Duties, so many people know and are aware of the MP7, so why wouldn't they release it into the game, man? I mean, I think it would be a perfect fit. I think it can go up against a lot of the DLC weapons in the game, like the PPSH, AK-74U, even like a VMP, just a regular sort of weapon in the game, so I really have no clue why they didn't release the MP7, but who knows, man. Either way, moving on here, we have the Remington shotgun. Once again, a lot of people think the Remington shotgun sort of relates to the KRM shotgun that we have currently in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So the Remington shotgun, we actually have gameplay of it. I will show it in the background right now. It's really interesting to see the Remington shotgun, like a weapon from Black Ops 2, in a Black Ops 3 sort of setting and people using it in multiplayer. Also, another thing, if you go on the Rift DLC map, like I was just talking about before, you can actually see the Remington shotgun in that sort of showcase of the weapons there. So it's really strange how, you know, of course, Treyarch, they are aware that the Remington shotgun is sort of in the game. It's in the game files. You know, they have it on the Rift sort of DLC map. So we just haven't seen it in supply drops yet. The only DLC weapon we have in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 right now with the shotguns is the Banshee. And the Banshee isn't like your typical sort of DLC weapon shotgun. I mean, it literally is like a ray gun shotgun. It's like an energy directed shotgun. It's like this whole big thing. I don't know. It's not your typical shotgun. That's what I'm trying to make my point across. But anyway, we could definitely use another DLC weapon shotgun in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I think we're definitely due for one because we haven't seen a new DLC shotgun in a very long time. I mean, the last one we had was the Banshee. The Banshee is the only one actually in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and it's not your typical shotgun. So whenever the next DLC weapons drop, I really do think we will see a shotgun, and hopefully the Remington shotgun will come into the game. It's in the game files. We have gameplay of it. The textures are there, and once again, Black Ops 3 and Treyarch, they just never really released it in the black market. I don't know why. I think it would be a good gun. I think it would be an awesome weapon to use, a Remington shotgun. But the only thing that kind of scares me about the Remington shotgun, because I think it would be an awesome weapon to have in the game, but the only thing is, this weapon really relates strongly to the KRM shotgun. So it's almost like we have the Remington in Black Ops 3 already, but who knows? They can still definitely release it. I think we're definitely due for another shotgun, but who knows? Either way, man, moving on to the next weapon here, we have the Hammer. Now, the Hammer LMG was back in Call of Duty Black Ops 2. It was a very good LMG in the game, and it really closely related to the Scar H assault rifle. But either way, if you go on the Rift DLC map, once again with that whole entire, you know, showcase of weapons, we can clearly see the Hammer LMG in that showcase. Now, we don't have physical gameplay of the Hammer. We haven't seen anything like that, but we did see it in, you know, that showcase of the Rift sort of DLC map. But who knows? We could definitely see an LMG kind of going back to the shotguns. We only have one LMG in the game, and that's the R70 Ajax, and that's a pretty cool sort of LMG. Not many people use it at all. Actually, I see barely any people use that LMG. So I think it'd be really awesome if Treyarch, they took a step back instead of, you know, adding assault rifles and SMGs that like they usually do. I think it's definitely time that we have another LMG, and I think the Hammer would definitely be an awesome fit. I mean, we see it basically in Black Ops 3 right now. It's just we haven't seen it in supply drops. But either way, man, moving on to the last weapon here, we have the PDW. Now, this PDW is a submachine gun going back to Black Ops 2, and the PDW was actually found in the coding of Black Ops 3. It was really strange. A couple people actually did like class setup glitches, and we saw coding of the PDW, which was really strange. So a lot of people were thinking that the coding for this PDW was found in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, so it's going to be a brand new DLC weapon, you know what I mean? But either way, once again, Treyarch, they never released this PDW, they never released this, you know, SMG, although I think the PDW would be an absolutely amazing fit into the game, because the PDW, everyone loves the PDW. That was one of the most, you know, used weapons in Black Ops 2, and Treyarch, they're definitely aware of that. So if any time, you know, the PDW does come into supply drops for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I think people would go crazy. I would definitely like want to open up so many supply drops just to get that SMG, because it's one of the best ones in Call of Duty. So once again, it's found in the coding, yet we just haven't really seen it yet in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. And last, but certainly not least, guys, we have the best Call of Duty DLC weapon ever to be released in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and that is the fidget spinner. I'm just joking, guys, but a lot of people actually have been talking about this damn fidget spinner, and I just want you to know that this fidget spinner is fake. There actually was like an Infinite Warfare sort of clip. I'll show you guys right now. But yeah, that's a totally fake clip. I just kind of really find it funny because the guy does a trick shot and spins the fidget spinner. It's completely fake. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to drop a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you guys are brand new. If you guys made it this far into the video, comment DLC in the comment section down below. But I thought it would be a really awesome idea to kind of take a step back from those live gameplays that I've been doing and just sit down and talk to you guys about DLC weapons that really never came into the game, but hopefully we do see them sometime soon. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day, and of course, I will see you guys next time.